M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Taken in the end zone. They had no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
You hear so many discussions about Dak Prescott. Is he one of the top quarterbacks in the league? Is he still ascending? What does he need to do to get there? All I know is that when he's in control of the Dallas offense, they were #1 in the league last year in terms of yards per play, and he was second in the league in passing yards with over 4,900. This guy gets it done, and his team really likes him as their leader.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He was brought down by
the numbers for Zeke from last week, well into the triple digits, and they'll take that every time out.
What I loved was just how decisive he was running the football. Coaches like guys that go north and south. They don't like the east-west guys, the juking and the jiving. 1 foot in the ground and cut.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Here's Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch.
Prescott.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 6. First down, Dallas. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb, because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
First carry now for Tony Pollard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a fourth down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Ravens will take over. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
We've had dual-threat quarterbacks in the NFL in the past, and we've had some really good ones, but I don't know if we've had one quite like Lamar Jackson. Led the league in touchdown pass with 36 last season. Set the all-time record for rushing yards in a single season for a quarterback at over 1,200 yards. And he led his Baltimore Ravens to a 14-2 regular season mark. Best in the NFL. The sky is the limit for Lamar Jackson.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
It's a pickup of...
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
This time Jackson will throw it. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2nd and 5. Jackson from the shotgun. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. How about to start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
That's a gain of 4.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
Ravens 3. Cowboys nothing.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. That one good for 10 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 33. 16 yards, a first down.
First down, Dallas.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. A first down carry by Elliott. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Michael Gallup, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
1st and 10 at the 40.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And now he'll tuck it and run. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Going for Boykin, but it is intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
29 yards. And a Cowboy first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2nd and 12, operating from the 39. Prescott able to hit his target, Lamb. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Ravens 3.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The score, Cowboys 10, Ravens 3.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll give this one to Ingram to start things out. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
He was tackled.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run from the pistol with Ingram.
The give to Mark Ingram.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Brings up
nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you get a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Brings up 3rd.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Third and short yardage, Prescott. Open man Lamb, it's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Complete.
2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown.
Greg Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback and comes out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
3 brings up 3rd and 2.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dak Prescott of the offense heading back onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was looking to get it into its receiver, Cooper. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
A second down throw for Prescott. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 22-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
And good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
2nd and 4.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
The tackle made.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Elliott. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them. That attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Zerline now for the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A 10-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott.
Greg Zerline to kick off for Dallas.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, and they'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark. And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it. Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete. On second down, Prescott again. And the completion to Wilson. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty. It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Prescott from the gun. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
35. First down, Cowboys.
Prescott now from the 50. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. 17 yards. They'll throw again. Prescott got his man there, complete to Gallup. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
3 at the 26-yard line.
Working with a second and 3. To the air again, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Third and
they'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's third and long. Here's Prescott. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. The third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but it was led a little bit too far. Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead. And they have to be happy about that. We haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
5 yards remain on second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he will find his man on the outside. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers, as that promises to be a tight one. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the New York Giants. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football to wrap up the week between the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Greg Zerline. To kick off for Dallas.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And the third quarter will start with a touchback as that one lands in the end zone. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. Dak and the Cowboys ready for their next possession. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted highlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Ezekiel Elliott.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
This to Jarwin.
Prescott's pass. Complete to Blake Jarwin.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Cooper's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Now a running play here with Lamb. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 37. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week as he's got a first down as well.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Elliott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Prescott now. He's going to find Gallup here complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
The field goal is good. Makes the score Cowboys 30, Ravens 3.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick. right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been threes.
25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. From the gun, Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Eluding the pressure. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly gave it an attempt. They had a diminutive receiver like this running through the land of giants in the middle of the field, but they couldn't find enough room to get him the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again. Jackson. He's got it to Ingram. Complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain. Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now Dak Prescott and the offense heading back onto the field. And he's been great. Look down at the stat monitor here a moment ago. He's already over 300 yards in the third quarter.
And you get the sense that there are plenty more yards to come. He's been sharp right from the beginning, finding the open targets. Knows exactly where he wants to go with the football and is delivering it really well.
And now he is in search of more yardage on this drive. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
It's 2nd
and with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle, doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll run on first down. Pollard. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Prescott to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 95 yards. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now down to 20. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Kickoff for Baltimore.
The return man, Wilson. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
At the 32-yard line.
They go to Elliott again. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Complete to Blake.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, Prescott. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Calais Campbell, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
A gain of 10 yards, and it's third down.
The Cowboys on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
It's now 4th.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Flush to his right. He's good. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra point.
The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long. And there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39.
First down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. First down, and it's Pollard again. Calais Campbell on the stop. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
2nd and 8. Here's Elliott. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Touchdown.
Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott, and he's brought down.
Conversion is successful and makes the score Cowboys.
And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you, because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. From the shotgun, he'll throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Tyrone Crawford in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Jackson, and going deep downfield for Boykin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Pernell McPhee in there on the stop.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
3rd down.
His end zone. Prescott flushed out. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job one, paramount. Because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
The tackle made at the
some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Jackson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Everson Griffin make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Oh, he almost almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down.
Sets up fourth down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Tony Pollard.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
And it's third.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. Like, this is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't it?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for the Cowboys, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.